Hello, I'm Jerisa Lamons. I'm the Director of Career Services for Elizabethtown Community and Technical College. Today, I'm going to teach you how to submit the perfect job application. Let's dig right in. Today, we will learn the importance of properly completing an application, learn how to properly complete a paper application, and learn how to properly complete an online application. When you apply for a job, you are typically asked to complete an employment application. You may be asked to complete a job application even if you have already submitted a resume and cover letter. Why? That way the employer has a record of your personal and employment history verified and signed by you. It is important for your job applications to be complete, void of errors, and accurate. Regardless of whether you complete an online job application or apply in person, make sure you have all the information you'll need at your disposal. I suggest having a notebook with all your work history, dates of employment, and other pertinent information that you need to have. Make sure you do all of the following. Review your employment history. You'll need your resume or a list of employment and education history to make sure that you're listing the correct dates of employment, job titles, and education. Your resume should match the job application perfectly because discrepancies will be noticed. For a tip, download a sample job application. Download a job application sample and practice filling it out. That way you can be sure that you have all the necessary information in advance. Job applications for many companies are available online. For example, a Walmart employment application can be completed online, and the same holds true for many other large national employers. In fact, some employers no longer accept paper applications, and applicants are required to apply on the company website or the site where the company listed the job openings. A great resource for completing both paper and online applications can be found at your local Kentucky Career Center. If you're applying for a position in person, ask for a job application, then take it home with you to complete. One other tip is to be sure that your clothes and your hygiene are on point for the day that you pick up the application. Remember, first impressions last always. Take your time filling it out so it will be neat and tidy as well as accurate when you drop the application off. When you stop by to pick up or drop off a job application, as I've already mentioned, be sure you're dressed appropriately. You may end up speaking to the hiring manager, and it's important to look professional, just in case you get an on-the-spot interview. Explicitly follow the instructions when completing both online and paper job applications. The slightest error could knock your application out of the running before an employer even gets a chance to look at your application. You might also want to check the company's website or the fine print on the job application form to verify you follow the directions as instructed. Review before you submit. Thoroughly read the instructions for applying for employment before you click the submit button or hand in your application. Make sure every field is filled in. If you don't have information to put in a certain box, put NA, which means not applicable. Some companies refuse to accept an incomplete application. Be prepared to take a test. Some companies test applicants for employment in order to determine if the candidate is a good match for the job. Companies who conduct pre-employment tests, such as talent assessments, are seeking applicants that match their very specific hiring criteria. Being prepared for employment tests will help you respond better to employment-related questions. Some companies require drug tests for applicants seeking employment. It's important to know what's included on an application. The list below includes all the information you need to complete an application for employment, starting with your personal information, which is inclusive of your name, address, city, state, and zip, telephone number where you can be reached, eligibility to work in the United States, and any felony convictions. Always be honest about this question regarding felony convictions. It will also include your education. It wants to know what schools you've attended, what majors, what degrees and diplomas you received, and when you graduated. Position applied for. Never list any. Put the specific position that you are applying for, the title of the job, the hours and days you're available to work. Be flexible. When you can start work. Always give 2 weeks, especially if you have another job. They also want to know about your past employment information. This will include names, addresses, and phone numbers of previous employers, to include your supervisor's names, dates of employment, salary, reason for leaving, references. Always have a list of 3 references that include names, job title, or relationship. Please always tell your references that you are listing them on applications so they are aware. For further assistance completing job applications, both paper and online, contact your local Kentucky Career Center.